Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, welcome back to Android Weekly / Android Q&A, where we go over all the latest news that happened during the week and answer all of your questions live. All right, guys, so back the first day, and just wanted to share a little photo with you guys. If you're wondering why I haven't posted anything on Instagram yet about my vacation, well, I have to clear with the missus. And actually, on this cruise, let's see if you can see this. Let me turn the brightness down even more. On this cruise, I actually proposed. So you can kind of see that. Maybe I'll turn it up a little bit. I actually proposed. So yes, that's what part of my cruise was because of. So yeah, I actually proposed on the cruise. Had a lot of fun on it. Royal Caribbean, recommended highly. All right. So now that I'm back, a lot of stuff has been going on, and hopefully you've been enjoying a lot of the videos I posted while I was gone on the Galaxy S6, guys. So yes, I've had it for a little while now, and I've really been enjoying it. My review will be coming up probably at the end of this week, and yeah, have a lot of different things to say about it. So stay tuned for that interview. But yes, and I will be getting the S6 Edge before the end of the week. I should get it. I got the gold one, so I'm not sure how long it will be delayed. So we'll see. But yes, guys, so now on to the weekly news. If you're new to the show, this is how it starts. We go over the weekly news that happened during the week. Then we answer questions that were emailed to me during the week. I haven't got a chance to get questions lined up for this episode. However, if you have a question and you can't watch live, just email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com and then I'll answer it. However, the benefit of watching live is the fact if you watch live, you get to get your answer right away. So if you are watching live, just ask your question in the comment section down below, and I will answer before the show's over. All right, so yeah, guys, first big news of the day. Let's start it up, and that is LG is going to unveil their product on April 28th. So April 28th, we will find out just what is going on with the G4, and we will see everything that it has to offer. But yeah, so their tagline is "See the great, feel the great." And again, this is coming on April 28th is when this is going down. So yeah, and it will be in New York, London, and Paris. They're going to have each their own event. So we'll be watching the one for New York over here. What else happened? Well, we actually got a glimpse of it already. That is right. This is the new G4. However, this is going to be the Korean model. That's why we have the antenna there. And yeah, guys, this is it. This is what we're looking to get. Now, the one thing I will say is from what we've seen on the display verification already, it looks like it's going to be LCD, not POLED. The big difference of this, of course, is the G Flex 2 finally switched over, but this one has not. And another big thing I'm kind of worried about is the rear speaker. I mean, Samsung finally went to the bottom speaker as well. So I don't see why LG would still leave it in the back. It's really a disappointing factor if they leave it there, but we'll have to wait and see if this is real. But it sure looks like an evolution of it. So my bet is yes, this is going to be the G4. In other news, we have other devices coming out. Yeah, that's right. We have the first image of the iPhone 6C. That's right. The iPhone 6C is most likely going to be probably the free iPhone that is going to be available, meaning free as in a 2-year contract, or the least expensive iPhone. Now, as you can see, this isn't different from the original casing that we've seen on iPhones before, like the iPhone 5C. We have their better flash embedded in this one. So this will have the Xenon flash as opposed to the 5C that did not. Why would Apple go back to this? Well, apparently it's still sold enough. I mean, you know, we can speculate all we want about how much the 5C versus the 5S sold, but the truth is that Apple never releases official numbers on which one sells more. So, there's only analysts that estimate it, but there's no official numbers. So apparently the C's did well enough to garner a sequel, and that will be in the iPhone 6C. And in other news, guess what we're getting? We're getting an S6 Active. That's right. One of the biggest things that was missing on the S6 that people commented about was the lack of waterproofing or water resistance at the very least. However, it looks like there will be something in that aspect, because the thing is that the S6 Active just got a Bluetooth verification, which is saying you have to get before you come out. So because of that version, yes, it does look like there will be a water resistant version of the S6. Now, previously, it's always come out around the summertime, so you can expect it to come out that same time as well, if it does come out. Now, I'm pretty sure it will. The question is this going to be an AT&T exclusive yet again? You have to wonder if other carriers aren't vying for this same kind of device. Now, this is the S5 Active, so don't get excited. This isn't the S6 Active, but you can see kind of things taken from this could be applied to the S6. You already have the metal frame around it, but maybe just more tapered edges to go with it. I don't know if you would really put all physical buttons. Maybe I guess if they can make it more elegant, you don't want to lose the elegance of the S6, and of course that maybe the backing will allow you to have it as a water resistant phone. Now, my guess is if this does happen, that the S6 Active will cost more for the first time than the regular S6. The reason this is because obviously they're going to have to use different materials. You can't use glass backing, or maybe you could, but glass doesn't appeal to an active lifestyle. So we'll have to wait and see what the S6 Active will really offer. Lots of rumors on it, from range to bigger battery to actually having the micro SD card to even the battery. But I think that's kind of wishful thinking and just what people would love to add to the S6 itself. Other news, Apple now lets you trade in its rival's phone. So before, when you go to the Apple Store, you always could have traded in your old iPhone. Now Apple is accepting other phones. So Apple uses, I believe, something called Brightstar, if I'm not mistaken, for their trade-in. And now, yes, Brightstar. And now you can trade in other devices. Not all devices, but high-end Androids, not entry level. Like you wouldn't go there with, say, one from Cricket or a Metro or something like that. It would have to be, like an S6, S5, Note 4, Note 3, those kind of phones. The BlackBerry Z10, the Lumia, only the 1020 so far has been confirmed, and the Nexus 5. So yes, these are the devices they will now accept for you to trade in. Now, Apple doesn't give you the most money for these devices, but I guess if you're going to an Apple store, you can trade it in to get that device. Now, we go into some other news. So one of the big concerns a lot of people had was the battery life. I will be going over this in my review, but the S6 battery life in terms of benchmark testing falls right below the Note 4 when it comes to the Edge. So you're getting an 8-hour on a stress test, which is really good for a stress test and this smaller battery. It actually beats out the Galaxy S5, which had a bigger battery. And the S6 actually slightly goes right underneath that as well. So the S6 Edge, it does have 50 more milliamps in its battery, and this seems to confirm you get about an hour longer battery life with the S6 Edge compared to the regular S6. Now, another important thing to note, these both even beat out the iPhone 6 Plus and, of course, the iPhone 6 itself. So you're talking about a 1 hour longer battery life than the iPhone 6 Plus, and a 2-hour battery life to 3-hour longer battery life on the iPhone 6. So really a lot longer lasting battery than when you're expecting with other competitors, including even the M9 is below it and the G3 is below it. Now, this is a stress test, meaning that you're basically stressing out the battery, using everything to its full capacity in order to drain it. So a typical day use obviously will vary from this. And we have charging time. Charging time, it really actually takes the cake with the Galaxy S6 now being the quickest charging phone, period, at 78 minutes. So really quick when it comes to charging. The S6 Edge quickly follows it at 83, and the Note 4 is at 95. Other competitors that claim to be very fast charging, such as the Droid Turbo, is at 126. You have your HTC M9 at 106, and the G3 at 120. So when it comes to fast charging, it really Samsung does take the cake when it comes to the fastest charging phones. They have three of the top five fastest charging devices right now. Now, where does the iPhone 6 land? Well, you have 147 minutes and 171 minutes. So yes, almost to the point where you can charge two S6s in the time you can charge one iPhone 6, which is fairly impressive. And that's with battery life. Now, there was another big announcement, and that is Surface 3. I got to be honest, guys, this is a tablet I'm honestly thinking about getting. There is a tablet that I've been wanting for work because of VPN things. I just haven't been able to find it perfectly on my Android tablet. It just hasn't worked out identically the way I wanted to. However, this may be the tablet that allows me to do it. So I'm going to definitely test this one out. Surface 3, I really love just the fact that it is a very lightweight tablet. However, is this going to be really more of a netbook is my question. So it's going to be coming in at $499 for an Atom processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and 64 gigs of storage. However, you can double that to 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage for $599, which is the model I will be picking up. Now, this will launch May 5th, so we'll see how it does. But yeah, it also, of course, has the keyboard covers. You have the dock, which I really still see as useless. And you do have a separate pen and a separate the keyboard case. I don't see a point of buying a Surface unless you get the keyboard case, to be honest. And I just like how they've thought of, the colors to really match it. So I'm curious, what do you guys think of this tablet? Like I said, I will personally be buying it to see if it works out for my work purposes. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are down below. And finally, there was so many April Fool's jokes out there. One of my favorites that I felt I had to comment on was the Samsung Galaxy Blade Edge. That's right, you finally have a foldable handle for your knife on the edge of your Galaxy device, and you can actually cut food while taking photos of it. Finally, right, guys? I've been wanting to do this all my life. And probably my favorite feature out of all of them would definitely have to be that not only do you have a blade at the end, but really the fact is that it is not only waterproof, but finally fireproof. That's the one thing I've been waiting for. Not sure about you guys, but man, I've been waiting for fireproof phone forever, and finally Samsung delivered. So yeah, really lots of fun stuff that happened while I was gone. And yes, obviously April Fools was one of them. One of my favorite other ones, by the way, was T-Mobile's Unleash, Pets Unleashed, because in their video they said, because those other carriers don't give up about your pets, and they actually said that. So that's why I was like, that's hilarious. So yeah, really like that. All right, guys. Now let's go to the comment section. Do you guys have any questions? Actually, before I get to that, so make sure to ask all your questions now. One of the things that's going to be coming up, so since the S6 is out, last year I did this and I felt it did very well, so I'll be doing it again next week. So next Sunday at 7 p.m., we're going to be doing a Ask Your Galaxy S6 questions Android Weekly. So any questions you have, any questions that you're curious about on the Galaxy S6, just ask it and I will answer it next Sunday at 7 p.m. Email me at askandroidguy@gmail.com or tune in live. So it'll be 7 p.m. Pacific Coast time, as this is 8 p.m. Pacific Coast time when I normally have Android Weekly. So that's right. Next week we will be having 2 episodes of Android Weekly. First one just focusing on the S6 for all of you that bought your phone and got it. I can answer any questions you want about it. Anything you're curious about or unsure about, or well, how do I do this, or how do I get rid of this, or how do I? We will figure it out together, and you will have that opportunity to ask me anything you want to know about this device on next Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Coast time. Following that, we will still have our regular Android Weekly at 8 p.m. Pacific Coast time. I was thinking about doing it on another day, but I think it's just easier to do it all in one day. And just so I'm back, so I want to make sure you guys can get all those answers that you've been wanting to know. So, do you guys have any questions that are watching live? Let me check the comment section down below and see what we have. So, let's see. Um, just one so far. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. The cruise was really great. And I got some beautiful images with the Galaxy S6. I'm sure I'll be able to put a post all of the ones that don't have my fiance on Facebook. So look out for that. I will post all of those beautiful photos. I mean, I, the thing I am most impressed about with the Galaxy S6 is the camera. It, in my opinion, there is nothing that competes with the camera right now on the market. For a cell phone, I'm doing the camera comparison right now. I have in my possession right now, I have the Note 4, I have the iPhone 6, and I have the M8. So we'll be doing the camera comparison to all of those devices. The iPhone one was already posted, so make sure to check that out if you haven't checked it out. I just put together the S5 one. That one should be posted tonight. So I will post that one tonight as well. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of other videos coming in, guys. We've recorded a lot. We just have a lot in editing and a lot more to record too. So yes, my goal was to have over 20 S6 videos before I launch. I don't think I'm quite there yet, so I have a lot to go. But yeah, so there will be a lot more posted, including on the on April 10th in 5 days, the actual launch date. We're going to post more. So yeah, all coming soon. All right, let me see. Should I grab the S6 or the M9? I'm still waiting to get my M9, so I have not been able to really give an honest opinion on it. But from everything I've heard, and this is every review I've seen, every person I've talked to in this industry, the camera is still lacking. And that was my only thing. I mean, if HEC had fixed the camera, I would have felt differently. So that's my big thing. But from what everything I've heard is the camera is still lacking, especially in low light. In daytime, actually, it doesn't do bad. It tends to be again a little bit washed out, which is traditionally what HTC has issues with. And the editing effects are supposed to be really good, which those are things I'm actually curious about. I'm curious about these editing effects. I tried to actually get the editing, the photo editor from the HTC M9 onto my phone. I haven't been able to get it yet because I don't have a rooted device. But yes, that is a thing that I've heard great things about so far. But in terms of the camera quality itself, I haven't heard the best of. Battery life has seemed pretty average. It hasn't been amazing or and slightly less than a day from what I'm hearing. Overall, the speaker quality, of course, is always excellent. So I think that's going to be fine. But yeah, those are all the main things about the M9 that I've heard so far. Because of that, for me, there's two things I focus. So if you're going to ask me which one I would grab, I focus on two things that I need for my daily driver. Look, I review all these products and I test all of them out, but I always go back to certain products. Notes have been my main product for the past 2 years. The Note has beat out all the devices, in my opinion, for the Note 3 and the Note 4. It just overall did the best. And it was because of two things that I look out for in my daily driver. One, it has to have an amazing camera. I have to be able to take great photos right away if I need to. So that's my number one thing is camera. Number two is battery life. I need a long battery life. I cannot have a battery life that cuts out on me right away. I need a good battery life in all of my daily activities. And for that reason, I mean, look, my Note Edge right now, Now I charged it in the middle of the day, but it's at 79%, so it definitely held its charge. My S6, I just recently charged it, so it's closer to 100. But these are the kind of things that I look out for. Is that I need a long battery life to get me through the day, especially when I'm out. And I mean, the cruise was a definite test of that because the signal out there was very poor, so it would drain the phones quicker. I had it put on airplane mode a couple days, and then they easily lasted 2 days. But it really was the fact of testing out the battery when your signal is very weak. All right. How do you change the wallpaper on Knox? So you have the Note 4. So how you change the wallpaper on Knox is very simple. You actually can only have so many wallpapers, but if you just I don't have I don't have Knox on my current two devices, actually, but I remember that they have their own wallpaper. So I think you can actually make any wallpaper, but just go to any empty space, hold it down, and then it should pop up for you to be able to change it. There will be a wallpaper thing that pops up there, and you should be able to do it. If not, there should also be a section in the settings section for my Knox as well. But yeah, that is how you do it. I just don't have Knox on my current two devices, but that is how you typically do change the live wallpaper on Knox. It's good to have you back. Thanks, iOS Kryptonite. It's been quite a journey. It was 10-day cruise, and it was a long vacation. Really great though. Couldn't recommend it more. A lot of relaxed, just getting back into the groove of things now. Now I have to work again. Um, Diana, should I get a S6 or S6 Edge? That is the question. I'm getting both. I was given the S6. Here's the thing. The Edge only really these are the three features the Edge, or four features you can say, the Edge has over the regular S6. So the Edge has a night clock, which I can show you on my Note Edge. This is a feature that I do have every night. And basically, let me switch that up. There we go. So basically, this is by my bedside every night, so I can actually see the clock always. And this is forcing it on, but basically, with that Edge clock, night clock, you always have kind of your clock, your alarm, everything like that, and there it is. So you have it with that. With the other features are going to be your news feeds. So your news feeds, you're going to get your news feeds for your regular news, your stocks, and your sports. So that is the other feature of the Edge. And then the third main feature is Edge People, or People Edge. I forget what their Samsung's calling it. But Edge People, I believe this was called. You swipe from either the left or the right. You choose which side your Edge side's on. By the way, only one Edge side can be active at a time, so you cannot activate both of them at the same time. You activate your Edge side, and then when you swipe from them, you have 5 color-coded contacts, and from here you can call them right away or text them right away. Or when you pick up your phone and they called, you have like a little bubble waiting for you that they have called. Now, the other cool thing is when you have it down on a flat surface, the Edge will have a light with the color of that person that's calling. So basically, if my girlfriend was purple, my phone would light up purple right here, and that would light up as such. So that is what would happen for the Edge People. And then you can even do a quick reply by tapping the heart rate sensor. You just tap the heart rate sensor, and that'll send a quick reply. Those are the features of the Edge. Is that worth buying a $100 more phone? No, it's not. The reason you buy the Edge is if you're a person like me, and that is I'm a techie and I love to show new things off. I do. I love it when I talk to some of you guys in the street and you saw me like, hey, you're the Android guy, or you talk to me about your electronics or something like that, and you're like, hey, can you show me something? I love doing that kind of stuff, and I show it off. And the Edge, I actually had 2 weeks before it came out. I was at a Starbucks, and I literally had 3 people at that Starbucks talk to me and ask me, what is this? Where can I get it? And all that kind of stuff. That's why people buy the Edge. People buy the Edge for the look. If you want a different looking phone that looks different from every other phone, the S6 Edge is the one you should get. If you just want a great phone, which is going to get OS updates quicker and which is going to have more cases available for it, not by much because there is a lot of S6 Edge cases out actually. But if you want those two things are your top priority, then you're going to want the S6. If you're going to want a different looking style and possibly longer battery life, then you're going to want the S6 Edge. Those are the two reasons. Would you ever use the iPhone as a daily driver? Yes, I actually do use the iPhone as a daily driver when the new one comes out. Then I run and hide and throw it away. No, but yeah, no, iOS is just not for me. I mean, I would need to jailbreak it just to use it for over a week. But all devices that you see me test become my daily driver that week. That week, I use it as my daily driver. If I like it more, I'll use it for more than a week. So sometimes, like with the G3, it was about 2 weeks as my daily driver. So yeah, I will test always to see which ones I like more. But yeah, I have had the iPhone be my daily driver. Never like had it stay. So yes, um, I'm probably gonna upgrade to the S6, but I have to wait as I just got the iPhone 6. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to wait, I mean, you have to wait in terms of time. You just have to give it enough time to for you to get it and for it to be available. If you're on, I'm not sure if you're on a Next plan, Jump plan, whatever kind of carrier thing you're on, then you can jump more quickly. But yeah, if you just got the iPhone 6, I mean, by the time I mean, if you're on a 2-year contract, you're going to wait till probably the S7. But if not, then yeah, whenever you jump, at least check out my new video on how to transfer everything over from the iPhones, any iPhone, but the iPhone 6 was the one we had. We transferred everything over from the iPhone 6 over to the Galaxy S6. It was a really quick transfer, so I recommend you guys look on how to do it. But yeah, I mean, I've loved it, so hopefully you guys will like it too. I mean, I'm just impressed that Samsung finally got to be able to transfer over all the music. That was very unique. But check out that video is posted now. James Caslin. Hey, James. Um, Diana, which is the best? Whoa, sorry. On my side, just a bunch of comments loaded right now. Which is the best phone with the best camera? Right now, the Galaxy S6. The Galaxy S6 is just a remarkable camera. Just to give you an idea, like I'm going to share one photo with you guys right now live. Let me see. Let me find it. Sorry, I did not plan on doing this, but since you asked. Where are my S6 Cruise photos? There we go. All right, let's share this photo just so you guys can see. All right, can you guys see this? Yes, you can. This is an amazing freaking photo. This I took when I was doing the low light comparison on the S6 and the S5, and the S6 is so much better, guys. It just blew it away. Actually, I think I have the S5 one right here, just to give you a quick preview to that video. That's the S5. S5, S6. Again, S5, S6. The low light on this camera is just amazing. And there's plenty of other photos that I'm going to show you guys on that comparison. But yeah, that is insane. The low light is freaking phenomenal. And that's the hardest thing for a cell phone to do. Look, I can take the G3, the HTC One, the Sony Xperia Z, the iPhone 6, the Note 4, the S5. I can take almost any of them outside right on a bright day. And honestly, they're not going to be too different. They're not going to really be too different. But overall, when it comes to low light, that's where you break these things apart. when it comes to video quality, that's when you break these phones apart. And overall, that's what I think is going to happen. James, do I think that the LG G4 will have SD card? Yes. Yes, I do. I do think the G4 will have SD card, and I think that's going to be one of the main things LG does their marketing on is, bashing Samsung for getting rid of it. Has it been an adjustment not having an SD card? Yes. Is it really that difficult? No. I've gone without it, and I will say this: I had a pre-production model to review, and I have had less crashing than I ever did on my Note 4, my Note Edge, and my S5. Less crashing on a pre-production model. So in terms of SD cards, I understand why they had to go, and yeah, I understand why they had to go for my the one I'm getting for the Edge. That one I did get the gold 64 gig in order to compensate for me needing more storage because 32 gigs is not enough without expandable memory. So 64, I'm gonna see. Can that be my daily driver? Can I do 64 and no adding on? We'll see. I don't know yet because I don't have it. I haven't used it on a daily basis, so I haven't seen 32 gig for a phone that's not my daily. Right now, currently my daily driver. It's still I'm mainly using this one. This is my secondary line that I'm using this one for. So my Note Edge is still my main one, but I gotta admit, I mean, my Note Edge, I'm getting towards the S6 Edge. So yes, um, that's what I'm going to do. What phone holder do you use? Tech specs. I actually answered this a couple weeks ago. I um I answered this a couple weeks ago because you were asking me about those phone holders over there, and I did answer it on my channel. I even left a link in the description on one of my past Android weeklies. But you know what? Since you're live on, I am going to find that for you again because you have asked on like every video I post. So I did notice that. I am going to chuck it live for you right now. While I'm checking that out live for tech experts, let me see if anyone else posted. You're using Verizon Edge, so yeah, you should be able to jump through. What are your PC specs? Oh, James, my PC specs are not that great right now. I have an i7 processor, second generation, not that great right now. I have, the i7 processor. I will look that up in a second. I just recently upgraded to 16 gigs of RAM because 8 wasn't enough for me anymore. So I did recently do that. What else? What else do I have? I have an old graphics card. That's the thing that really needs to be updated. But unfortunately, because I have an older motherboard, I can't upgrade I basically am going to have to upgrade like everything. So that's a little annoying. But yes. Okay, don't know when I bought these holders, so just bear with me. I buy a lot of things from Amazon. Just going through this right now. Oh, past 6 months. It's been more than 6 months. I think I still got it in 2014 though, so let's see. Doo-doo. Sorry guys, just checking for Tech because Tech has been asking for a long time, and I did post it on one of the videos. I just want you to know that, Tech, I did post it on one of the videos, but I don't know which video anymore because it was posted like a couple weeks ago. Got that one. Here we go. All right, let's post this for Tech. All right, Tech, so this is the ones I got. I got this February 21st, and these are the ones that I use for all of my videos that I show you guys, simply because it can hold to a tablet or a phone, and it can do it in this mode, which I need it to be in this mode for when I show off my video comparisons between two devices on how the devices look between videos. But yep, this is it. Not that expensive. It was $11, and sorry about that. So yes, that is. Oh, okay. And yeah, that's everything right there. So yep, that's all the stuff going on. Sorry, I have a person just messaging me like crazy. All right, and that is it. I did leave that link in the description in one of the other videos text. So check out the past Android weeklies. It was one of those videos. I left the link for you actually in the description. All right. In terms of my PC specs, let me find out what processor it is. So it's an Intel. It was an i7 26000K, which was 3.4 to 3.7 on the processor. 16 gigs of RAM. My graphics card again is the really thing that I don't particularly think is that great. It's a very old one, and I'm running Windows 7 Ultimate. So yeah. In terms of storage, oh my god, I have a solid state drive as my main drive, but I have about 7 terabytes of external drives worth. So yes, a lot of stuff. Can the Edge on the S6 Edge do the same things as the Note Edge? Absolutely not. They basically nerfed the S6 Edge to make it simple so that people don't get, wait, can I do with the Edge? They made it very simple, but as far as I know, you cannot do any of the same things as the Note Edge. Like on the My Note Edge, I can swipe up and have these little this little cool animation of a Pac-Man. Can't do that on the S6 Edge. Basically, these are third-party apps that there are a lot of them for the S6, and they are sorry for the Note Edge. They are not available for the S6 Edge. So there you go. Samsung said they will never get. Well, Samsung said they will never get rid of the SD card. What phone company do you use? In terms of, I guess, carrier is what you're asking, James? Carrier, I switched to T-Mobile. I was on Verizon. I was on Verizon since AirTouch. So yeah, when I was a little, middle school, I was on Verizon basically. So yeah, I've used Verizon since I had a cell phone, and I switched to T-Mobile just because that not having a limited thing was killing me. And although I was one of the very few people with still unlimited internet from Verizon, I eventually, with my family being kind of crunched on the internet part, I gave in and switched to T-Mobile. And in terms of speed, T-Mobile has been very good in the Los Angeles area. However, I can tell you I've traveled twice in March, and man, do they suck on the East Coast. On the East Coast, I would not recommend getting T-Mobile. They just are not good in the East Coast. I was in Florida and I was in Georgia, and man, they were not good in either of those cities. They were very slow. So yeah, I mean, it is true what they say. Like Verizon and AT&T are. If you're a traveler, I would say you should definitely stay with them. However, I plan on living in a metropolitan area, like such as Los Angeles, or yeah. I mean, I hopefully will live in LA. I love LA, so I will probably live here, and T-Mobile's great here. So that's why I switched, and that's why I don't mind it. So yes, I did a lot of research before switching. Um, well, Samsung said they would never get rid of the SD card. Yeah, I'm sure they said that at one point. I'm sure they said that they would never get rid of the SD card at some point. You know what? New management, new changes. And, Apple said they would never get a bigger phone. So, unfortunately, yeah, as your competition does things, you have to move as well. If you don't, then I mean, come on, look at how many people were fear mongering that Samsung was going to end and their reign was over since the S5. Like, oh, since they haven't been really great and everything like that, that they're like, it's been so crazy. So But all those same people, now that the S6 is coming out, they're like, damn, this looks good. This looks good. The review on the S6, I haven't seen one bad review for the S6. Across the board, everyone I see, even places like The Verge, which are notoriously, I call them joke reviewers because everything they say is a joke. But they're even really to the point where, yeah, they're saying, that it's a great phone. We can't deny it. They of course still are, bow down to Apple and say like, oh, it's not as good as the iPhone 6 because they have to talk about the iPhone in every single phone review they do. But yeah, they even companies like that are definitely an Apple based company have given the S6 credit and saying it's probably the best Android phone out there. So yeah. I've been an AT&T customer since there were pagers. Absolutely, man. Hell yeah. I remember paying, and I forgot how much I paid for my pager, but I had a Motorola green pager. I don't remember how much I paid for it. We'll never give any customer appreciation discounts. Yeah, no, they don't give you any kind of discount. No. Just because you've been with them forever? No. Why would they give you some kind of discount, right? Yeah, guys. So that was a lot of it. That was a lot of it, guys. But yeah, hopefully that was a great episode. Hopefully you guys liked it today. Thank you guys for really participating in the comment section as we got more long, and really appreciate everything, you guys. Thank you guys for coming back. I was kind of worried for being gone for so long because of this vacation that I wouldn't have Android Weekly for a while. So thank you guys for always coming back, and I will continue to always do whatever videos you guys want me to do within reason. Can't do giveaway videos every day. But yeah, I'm always continue to try to do the best videos for you guys. Thank you guys always for watching. Next week, 7 p.m. Pacific Coast time. Any questions and all questions you want answered on the Galaxy S6, either tune in live or email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com, and I will answer them at 7 p.m. next Sunday, and 8 p.m. will be our regular Android Weekly. All right, guys, thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.